Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey everybody, welcome back. Captain of Industry. Hope you're having a sweet day today. Today's episode is going to be kind of trying to focus at least on getting this area sort of built up. And we're also going to be focusing on water because the other side is going to need a lot more water anyway. So on this side right now, we are exclusively dependent on this water reserve that we have here, and basically these two water pumps. Collectively, this is going to generate for us 96 water, if I hook it up with a pipe, that is. 96 water per month. And our current needs over here do not exceed that. I've got the 2 storage bins right here belted so that we can provide food to the people over here too. And I can go ahead and put that on auto, I guess. So now that we have these belts and everything in order and these 2 food places, I'll probably get an extra food place here just to see. But, you know, basically we can afford a bigger population over here now. And so I've gone ahead and I've redone how the city is organized. We're going to have that, you know, center square, if you will, right in the center here again. And so I'm just going to kind of slowly, you know, methodically expand this to allow more workers. So we're going to get up to close to 5,000 workers here pretty soon. We've got these 6 fields reserved for food for the people, and primarily they'll be focusing on vegetables and potatoes, and that's pretty much it. It keeps it simple, and I don't need to expand any more than that anyway. We're not going to focus on giving them household goods or appliances or anything like that, but we are giving them power. So there is a power transformer here. It is providing power to this area. And we also have waste collection here now, and it's directly attached to storage here, which I believe, I'm not sure if I can do that. Like, I'd like to just do this and have one big truck right here to take care of that. But I think it's going to have to be a global thing, which means trucks are going to be carrying it all around. But they're actually going to carry it over here. I've made a mining tower here. I've just placed it. You can pause the construction on it. It still works. And this area is right here. And we're going to be trying to make a new docking area for a new ship later. So this could be where another boat can go. So we're going to try to fill this in with trash, basically. We're going to be basically setting our foundation of garbage. Okay, so there you go. Which is pretty much what this ramp is built out of. So that's fine. So anyway, these 2 fields are here. Now over here, we are going to be growing canola. Canola is how we get cooking oil. And so these fields are going to focus on canola, but I can't do that just yet because we're going to need water in order to do that. I mean, and that's just the kind of the way it is. I need water over here, and I don't really have a whole lot for that. We have a little extra, and I can probably transfer the water down here to get like 1 field going. But we're going to be using the canola to create cooking oil, and then that is how we're going to get diesel fuel over on this side of the island. We don't have a lot for oil. We're not going to bring oil over here. Oil stays over there where it's being used for various different oil purposes. But diesel fuel can be made from ethanol and cooking oil. This is a pretty expensive process, but we're not using enough. We're not using a lot over here. And I think that if I can get the water situation under control on this side, I might be able to afford to have exclusively diesel being made over here. The formula for this is essentially 7.5, 18 equals 27, or you can double it up with a chemical plant too, but it's the same ratio. If we have other processes over here that also are digging in and giving us fuel gas, I can also switch in and start doing that too. But this is a really clean fuel method that I didn't want to do over there because I have other purposes for ethanol over there. But over here I don't, and there's also no oil over here, so that gives me very few alternatives. We got the pipe heading down this way. This is for the waste from that city. So we are going to have a little bit of water pollution now because of this. And we'll probably go ahead and get this treated at some point. Maybe a water treatment center can be down here at some point. We'll see. I do have some rough ideas of what I want to do in this area. But in other words, we're going to need water basically for all of this. Irrigated farms and everything. It's all going to need water. So I think in this area, what I'm going to start doing is we're going to take a segment of this arrangement. Let's go something like this. And we're going to put it over here in the area. I don't want it to be super close, but like I can't fit a field here, right? Like fields won't fit here. So we can use this as sort of a source of water and make it so. So I'm going to move this over and be about like that. And this can give us some rainwater. It's not a lot, right? But it's something. And I think it's worth doing. So we've got this pipe that runs around. I accidentally copied that. So we'll use that to our advantage. We'll just go ahead and have this pipe run alongside here and connect like that. And then you will go like this. And again, this isn't very much water, but I'm hoping that it's enough to drive at least one field. And now that it's starting to rain, that means we're getting collection. Fantastic. And we'll probably just go ahead and, yeah, have you go this direction. Take it this way. There's that way and this way, but we're going to have these fields running first because they're closest to the town. So I think what we'll do is let's go this way with it. And, you know, actually, I think we'll just go into a storage tank right here. It's probably better to do. We don't need a big storage tank. I doubt we're going to need to have this much water. So I'll place this, I think, just enough out of the way to where I can have like sort of an expansion to this idea. So probably right here is an okay idea. And we'll just have this go in there. And we'll have this one go up and in there. So we're focusing on water today. There's a couple of different things I'm going to do for water. And I'm hoping anyway, that this kind of clears my water needs forever. I doubt it, but I need to create steam over on this side of the island as well. But we're going to get maintenance going and all that stuff pretty soon too. You can see maintenance has recovered slightly. We're up to 70% now. And that's because these things are now running all the way. That's all we needed. So I reconnected that belt like it should have been the whole time. And you can see the slag is still building up. So we clearly aren't getting rid of the slag fast enough on this side. So I'm going to need to do something about that. It's looking to me like it's because this is super full. Do you guys not have anywhere to bring it? Is that it? Let me get 4 big trucks on this. And the thing is, they just don't have anywhere to bring it, you see? So I think what I want to do, and this is going to use a lot more fuel, but I think I need this to go somewhere else, right? I need it to be transported somewhere else. Right now, it's being told to bring it here, which is silly. I don't need that. What I'd like you to do is just to empty it. Just empty it, and there you go. Yep, take it away. Go dump it somewhere. There you go. That's what I want. That way we can get the steel operating better with all this stuff going through here. I think this is going to get upgraded just so one side isn't waiting for the other. It can constantly flow. I think I'm going to do the same thing here. No. I want to do the same thing, I think, here. Yeah, actually, probably all of this can be upgraded because this will let it flow out of here without having to wait. So I think I kind of do need that. I need it to not have to wait for the other side. You know, I can't have that thing where it backs up and waits for this to clear. So now all of these can run continuously, make the steel we need, and get maintenance going. So we're up 72%. All right. So the next thing I'd like to do, we got explored. We got 16 population, some microchips, server, electronics 3. All that stuff's been brought to the shipyard. So I'd like to go in and I want to build up red parts, of course, because I need more shipping. But I also just want to find ships. And there's something over here. Got like a little bit of a loot symbol. I think that's what that is. I'm wondering if it's a ship. I'm really hoping it's a ship. We're going to go investigate it. It has a 400 battle score. So we'll see what it is. Ideally, what I'm hoping to do is to set up another port right here. I'd like another cargo port. It's going to be a 4 cargo port. I don't think it'll be necessary to have a 6. Could be wrong, but I'd like to build it over probably like this. If it lets me do this. Looks like it'll let me. That's pretty cool. Can I flip this, though? Can I have this be... No. So the fuel has to be on that. That's fine, I guess. The fuel is going to be harder to get there, but... Looks like I can overlap a little bit with the trading dock, which is kind of cool. But I don't want to do that because I need room for the modules. So we'll go in right about here, I think. So this is going to be another dock here. And this dock, we're going to have... And we could go with large ones. I can always upgrade the large ones later, right? I just want there to be a lot of water coming in. So like we're gonna do it something like, oh, they can't drive through here if I do this too close. Maybe I'll bring it back over here just so I don't want to prevent the driving. I like them being able to drive through this area here. So we'll try that. That should be more than enough space, right? So we'll do 2 large fluid modules, and then yeah, it looks like I can't move them both at the same time. So gonna try to tweak this basically to where I still allow travel. That looks like it'll probably work. Let me double check. Navigation. Small spot right there is good to go. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So we have enough navigation there. So I think I'll go ahead and pause this stuff right now. We can't use it without a ship. So, you know, they can try to construct it all they want, but it won't matter. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring in groundwater from the maps, this well right here. We're going to bring in water from over here, and it's going to just travel this way and get dumped right into this tank. And that's going to be driving irrigation, continuously driving irrigation, which is going to be great. I really want that to keep happening. We are super full on fertilizer over here, so I'm going to flip the direction on that pipe and get the organic fertilizer going this way. This is going to start filling up now. Some of these crops, like I said, they're only vegetables and stuff, so it kind of, like, they don't have a whole lot of places to go. I think what I'd like to do is start processing some of these potatoes, and you know, I can get some fuel gas going with that, and I can also get some compost with that too. So I'm gonna say that I want at least 1 anaerobic digester, and we're gonna place it, I think, right about here. Probably this way. No, I think it should be this way. And then flip it like this. I don't know where to put that fuel gas. That's the only question I have, is like, where's that fuel gas going? And I feel like you can probably just set it on the other side of this and then have trucks transport it out. It's not going to be very much. It's just another way to process the potatoes. Because I want these farms to be rotating, but I don't need them to. You can see the fertilization just jumps up when you do that. Let's try this. Yeah, right here. So see, this is kind of where it is naturally, so to speak, and then you do this, and it pops it up, right? So it's just a little bit of help. I have rotating crops. So I'm gonna build this. We're gonna tell it to process potatoes. The spare potatoes are just going to go in like this. And they're going to just pop right into there. And then that is going to... Yeah, it's all about the spare. The thing is, though, this isn't going to do spare. Yeah, this isn't doing spare. Get rid of this. This is going to literally take the supply. So instead what I should do is probably pull you back. And put a balancer in right here. This will do it properly. If I go like this. And then we connect you like so. This will send potatoes up the path. Or it won't. Huh? Did I mess this up? What happened? Are you just like up against it but not actually connected? Is that what this is? Like you're there but not connected? That's happened before too. I thought for sure I saw that little leaf symbol, but I guess not. So what we'll do is I kind of want to upgrade this conveyor to 2. Yeah. Upgrade you to 2. Upgrade you to 2. And then that's already 2. So now that can flow a little bit more evenly. So what we'll do now is we'll say that that's the priority out. But if you can't go that way, then you'll go this way instead. And then we'll pop it into there. Why does that go all the way out like that? That's weird. Can I connect it like, yeah. Now if it gets backed up, it will go this way. And now we'll start processing the extra potatoes. The compost that comes out of this is not much, but it's something. And that compost can just, I guess, pop right into this. If I was smart, I'd probably wrap it around and bring it to this side. That way that can fill the tank. But you can see we're not filling the tank anyway, so whatever. So we'll start processing that. And then the fuel gas, again, I'm not really sure what to do with this fuel gas at the moment. So for now, what we'll do is we'll stick it here as a tank. And we'll just put a little pipe from here and we'll connect it there. That way it has a place to go. And then we can tell trucks to go ahead and just keep this empty. And they'll transport it somewhere else. Wherever it can go, they'll try to transport it somewhere else at like a 7 priority or something. We'll see how well that works. And just processing that extra potato so that the crops can keep doing what they're doing. So we won the fight. And we're getting poppy seeds from this. Nice. We also have Electronics 3 servers and microchips from that location as well. So a little bit of loot there. That's cool. And if we look over here, we have another quartz mine and a rock mine. That's peculiar. Just a mine that brings you rock. Okay. That's like, I feel like that's really late game kind of thing, right? Also, this is green again, so I'm not... Last time I went to a green location, it didn't really have anything. I'm not sure about going there again. But we'll see. So for the water, right, we still didn't recover, still didn't discover, I should say, any additional ships. So I'm going to wait on that for a little bit. This isn't getting the fuel that it needs either. It doesn't look like we have anybody bringing this thing fuel. Can I get an additional route set up for this tank as well, please? Somebody go bring this. Go bring this fuel, pretty please. You going there? Nice. Okay. So that's going to take off and do that thing. That's just good. We have that big truck assigned to this tank to go off and do that stuff. And I probably should assign more big trucks to do that. So we have another truck that's almost built. This new excavator, I want you over here, I think. Yeah, flattening this. I want you over here flattening this. And you can see we're putting all the big trucks to work in the mines, right? Now, some of you have said, why not go to the mega vehicles? Which is halfway researched. But here's, again, it's about what do you really need, you know? What is necessary here? Most of my trucks that are mining are sitting around doing nothing in some of these mines. At least they were, like this one here, right? I don't need any bigger trucks than this. Now, you could argue that I could just have one giant truck instead of the 3 smaller ones, you know, sitting here doing nothing. And that's true. I'm not saying that the bigger trucks are not a good thing. I'm not saying that the bigger vehicles aren't better than the smaller vehicles. What I'm saying is that they aren't needed. Want and need, very different things, okay? Like, the language I'm using is important. Because I've said this before, it was like, I don't need this, and everyone's like, but why? They're better. It's like, yes, they are, but I reiterate, they take more maintenance, and they use more fuel. They are less efficient vehicles in practice, okay? Unless they are full, like mining operations. Then they're better, right? But if they're running around bringing 5 electronics somewhere, like this truck here, right? 20 household goods, that's probably not a good example. Here, right here is a good example, right? There's 10 dirt being transported with this truck. This right here is flat out a worse arrangement. This is a worse vehicle. I should have a blue vehicle doing this, right? And he's transporting it all the way over here using extra fuel to do it and taking up more maintenance to do it, right? So there's something about that, right? So I need to get, mining sites are good, and that, it's good to have things dedicated to certain purposes, but be selective on how you use the big vehicles, because they are not just a blanket flat upgrade. There are costs associated with that increased capacity, okay? All right, this is all just full now, which is super cool. So we'll go ahead and get you built, start growing some canola, and I think probably we'll start with one field. I don't want to do more than one, I think, for now. And we'll get it going probably this direction and get it down like that. If we can afford a second one, then cool. But we'll start with one because I want to see how much it really needs. So it says in the formula for this that it needs 33 every 3 months. This leads me to believe that I can likely afford 2 fields, but since I'm providing water to these fields exclusively from the rain, I kind of need to balance that out and check it out for a bit. Now the canola is going to need a place to go, and so for that I'm going to have a couple of loose unit storages. What is it that holds this? It's the loose storage. Okay, we're gonna have a couple of loose storages. Now I kind of want to put this over kind of near the ramp almost, but I think because of my present situation and everything being kind of like this right now, what I'll do is I'll put it like this, because I want to line it up for future fields too, right? So I think I'll put it like this for now. And then what we'll do is just have that U-shaped conveyor, send it this way, dump it into there. This will be where we store our canola for the time being. We don't need trucks to do it. I'm trying to limit trucks having to drive all the way across the island. I don't want to do that. And so we'll see how the water is here. So irrigation tank is full 60. This is starting to use some of it. We're also not rotating crops here, so that's a thing. I might be able to get away with rotating it into something that takes... Yeah. No, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and just use... I think soybeans is a U-shaped conveyor too, right? Yeah, I don't want to double dip the U-shape. So vegetables seems to be the only thing. So I guess for the time being, what we'll do is we'll put a green manure slot on there. Since we're not providing any fertilization anyway, the green manure slot will help. And we'll do it on that one too. It does take some water. 32 water for that too. So that's, I don't know, maybe we just go empty. Depends on what we can afford, right? There's still some water stuck in here, so we might be able to afford 2 fields. And if we can, great. If we can't, well, whatever. Why don't we go ahead and just make this happen? And we'll just see. I'm going to backtrack on what I said earlier. We're just going to make sure that see if this can happen. So we'll let this go. The irrigation tank will fill and see what happens from there. So you should see this start to drain, but then also it's coming in from all these rainwater catchers too. This will start to drain pretty soon. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so the canola just popped out. I just kind of want to see it. It looks like... Apparently that's what canola looks like. Okay. It's interesting. It doesn't come out like the flowers at all. It comes out like it's already been processed by something at the farm, All right. So when we build up this storage tank, then we'll start making cooking oil over here. And then we'll look at what the next step is in terms of creating fuel over here. So that way diesel can exist over here. Trucks can get refueled over here. We can start, maybe processing other types of resources from that diesel, like, for example, rubber. So we'll see how that goes, because I want to start making extra maintenance over there too. So just so maintenance isn't exclusively this little area. All right, we still have a water issue, like always. And yeah, I gotta have that ship. I gotta find a ship here. So are we repaired? Did we get our ship repaired? Not quite yet. I really need them to hustle on that. I do have 300 red parts on the boat. I could make a trip over someplace with those 300 red parts. I can also win this battle, I think. 430. How damaged am I? 92%. I should be able to win this fight. You know? I think anyway. What was I going to use these red parts for? I was going to do something with them. I just don't remember what it was. There's got to be a reason for this to be here, right? Oh, these two are 610. Wow. We're going to have to get the extra armor for that now. I really don't remember what I was doing with these red parts. Why are they in the ship right now? I don't have any upgrades I'm doing, do I? I don't have enough products to trade there. Oh, it's 720 for the next one. Oh, it just keeps going up. The cost scales. Okay, fine. Okay. Well, I guess I wasn't doing anything with them. They're loaded in the shipyard for some reason. Oh, quartz mine. It says it right there. Quartz mine is here. Ah, okay. So getting the quartz mine operational. Well, okay. We'll deliver those, I guess. And that way, the ship that's here can start bringing in quartz as well. So we can go ahead and turn these on. Dedicate the power and the manpower and the electric power to that. And then, you know, I can probably just... It's going to store quartz, right? And that is the same... Yeah, it's the same thing. So what we'll do is... I wonder if I can copy like this. That works. And then just have the U-shape go this way. Oh, well, no, we don't want to... Yeah, we really don't want to merge these belts, right? These are completely different resources. So we're going to want this to go above, I think. Right beside it. And then over and around. And then we'll keep this. The quartz belt will go right alongside. And it's going to go underneath this direction. From underneath this. And I think we can process it probably right here. So why don't we just start collecting it? For now, we'll just collect it. And then we'll decide where it goes later. So go ahead and build these. Coal's coming in here. And this is a great source of coal. There's a lot of coal that's going to be here waiting around. Another 180 coming in from each of these. So that's pretty sweet. So all this coal just gets funneled this direction, and then what we want is for it to meet up here. So I've changed it to where it's not merging here anymore, and I've instead routed it to this point, and that way it's easier. So essentially, I can still have these four fed from this side regardless. The problem I suspected was going to happen, if I connect it here, then if I'm not bringing it in on a ship for some reason, then these just simply won't get it. Because I'll be reversing the belts to go this way to provide it from here. So this side can't feed this if it's all the belts are reversed to go this way. So by bringing it in here, I can have these belts going this direction, which merges here. But I still think I'm most likely going to be better off if I was to bring it all the way around and like slap it somewhere else. If I'm looking at it, you're like, I'm going to look at this and see whether or not it's vital or viable to like maybe something like do this, right? Switch this belt to go that way. If I switch this belt, then it goes all the way over here and it's fed from that side. That's a lot of coal that's going to get fed from that side. So what I can do now basically by flipping this little belt here is I've made it so where that coal supply coming in over there is no longer giving it to these four and is only half of what's being given to this side. Actually, it looks like it's the primary what's being given to this side. Yeah, because it's doing that thing again. I could maybe upgrade this to be tier 2. That guarantees that this side is shared in its delivery. Yeah, they'll both do it now. So that's pretty good. Looks like I'll probably want anyway to upgrade some of these belts, but we're going to be using coal for some other things, like the next process we're going to be doing, which is processing that quartz and making silicon. So with the quartz coming in on this boat, hopefully the next boat, this coming up boat, yeah, because it doesn't have, it's going to take a while, and we need a lot of quartz to do what we want to do. But, you know, we're bringing it in now, and we'll probably have to upgrade this going forward. And deliver the fuel. Excellently done. Good job, everyone. Good teamwork. I like your style. All right, what's going on over here? Oh, you're delivering it for these conveyors. It's really not that big of a deal, but I'll just build it. The 0.1 unity that I'm spending to do that is worth less to me than the fuel that those trucks are going to use bringing it all the way over there. We have research pause at the moment just because I don't need anything. There's like I've got a lot of stuff researched that I have not built yet, and I'd like to get that stuff built before I keep moving on to other more complicated things. There's a little reason to continue research unless I'm like super smooth, and I'm not like super smooth yet right now. Although lab equipment 2 is full, so I could justify processing additional. Yeah, I could justify turning these back on to start building up supply for it. And if we can build up supply for it, then I can flip these back on. But, you know, we used up all of our lab equipment. That was the reason why I turned this stuff off. So with steel being good, now I really need to start looking at and addressing the water situation. That's like the next thing that I just have to do, right? And in order to do that effectively, I have to have another ship. And I'm hoping I can find one on the map somewhere. Maybe one of these pirate areas. This seems like a tough battle that we can win. I don't think we'll have... these are, you know, coal mine and water well. They're not going to be a ship there. So I'm hoping maybe this location has a ship or one of these two do. Although these two are 610. I won't be able to win those battles. So I got to find a ship, basically, is my sputtering, repetitive blabbering in an attempt to stall long enough for these guys to bring these components to my ship. Why are they not doing that? Am I really not producing enough? I mean, it does come down to steel, but I think I think that's what it is. Once these two storages fill up again, that's got to be what it is, because they're just constantly flowing. Once these two storages fill up again, this belt will begin to get backed up, and then most of the supply will then go towards maintenance. And once that happens, then these two will begin to fill up, because right now they're just not full. I can probably do a little bit better here if I just pause this really quick, send most of the supply towards maintenance, and then maybe build up the supply. The other thing I could do, which is usually risky, but if I pause this belt, then this will start building up, and a truck will be summoned that will come over here and take the supply out of this. Any minute now. There we go. And now that takes the supply over to the ship where it needs to go, and then I just simply unpause this. Yeah, he's got the same thing too. He's going to bring those mechanical parts over to make vehicle parts over here. But we have lots of vehicle parts anyway. Let's go ahead and quick deliver that too. All right, let me let this run for a little bit. You can see we still have a little bit of a water shortage on this side. As we expand to new farms and stuff, the water shortage is going to continue to happen. But we're pretty good on fertilizer this side. This side we're kind of using at our peak at the moment with these being upgraded. But as I get water sorted out, then I can start focusing on the other resources over there. And I can also start looking at maybe getting sour water expanded by processing more of it. We have this, actually, I want to pause this really quick. We have sour water done over here, and I haven't routed it yet. So we started making graphite, but we are full on sour water now. So there's some graphite over here ready to go. I'm not ready to build it yet. So like they started, but I stopped them because I'm not ready to do this yet. There's no need to yet. I don't have a need for maintenance 2 yet, but I'm going to start building that up very soon. And That's what the infrastructure is for this. It's to get maintenance 2 going, because I believe there are machines like this, for example. The robotic assembly, I believe, takes a higher level of maintenance parts. And there's other, there's other things later on down the line that will take a higher level of maintenance parts to, to keep it going. I've also noticed, so this is weird. I have this expanded version of the game, the Statue of Maintenance Golden. And interestingly enough, I don't have the ability to build the golden statue. At least it doesn't look like I do. This might be... I wonder if this is enough fuel gas. If I just built this statue like right here. If I built the Statue of Maintenance here, the fuel gas from the potatoes is more than enough to handle the Statue of Maintenance. It's more than enough to handle this. If I let this build up, if I let this get bigger, maybe even upgrade it to be bigger as a storage tank too, that'd be cool. I don't have electronics though. No electronics in storage. That's scary. Hang on. Maybe it will build up a bit once we get fully caught up with maintenance, which we are now. I'm wondering, like, if I can get the belts to back up, then they stop, and it'll only be from this side. It's looking to me like I have to make more electronics. We're good on rubber. We're not so good on copper yet. I should expand that too. There's so many things to do, guys. So many things to do. Why are they doing this to me? Okay, we'll upgrade this blast furnace. I also want to get copper scrap entered into this system a little more reliably than just the trucks bringing it like this. I don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put in another little storage, right? I think right here next to this. Gotta be careful that I don't interfere with the wall that I'm going to make. It could be right here. I think the trucks can reach this. If I make the wall right here, they won't be able to drive into here. So it needs to be a place. It's probably like right over here. I think this is probably the better one. We go like this, right? And then we need to get it to, I kind of want it to enter in right over here. I don't want it to be waiting for processing. I want it to kind of be done. I think maybe right here we connect it. Yeah, let's do it here like this. So I'm gonna add you, like so. We're gonna make this copper scrap, and we're gonna tell them to keep this full. So this will be like a truck import sort of thing. Keep this full. And then what we'll do instead is we'll take this away, and we'll put in the U-shaped balancer here. Ooh, it won't let me. Okay. Hang on. So this is very compact, as you know. I should be able to fit this in here. It won't allow this. So I'm going to have to tweak how this arrangement is. We'll get rid of this for a second. And then we'll also get rid of this from here. And I think that's probably it. I don't need it to be centered. I just need it to be doing what it's supposed to do. So the balancer can go in, I think, yeah, like right here. Like this. Then we take the U-shaped conveyor, connect it there, and this is already connected on that side. So we'll go ahead and deliver that resource, deliver this, and deliver you. That connects all that up again. Then we'll take the U-shaped conveyor, we'll bring it in that side, and then we'll take the scrap and we'll bring it in that side. Okay? And so now what we can do is we can say, if there's scrap coming in, I want you to priority that first. And that'll just get the scrap to come in to the existing belts and stuff. The existing system will accept that instead. And that'll integrate it into the rest of it. So we should now see, I think anyway, is sand not connected here? Oh my god, the sand isn't connected here. Okay, hang on. I never connected sand here. So they've been trucking sand to this one the whole time? Wow. Okay, you're going in that side, and then the sand is coming down. I'm a demi. That. Sand, get belt delivered, please. The heck is wrong with me? I'll go ahead and upgrade this belt too, so it gets fed faster. This belt should be upgraded as well. It's too slow. That squiggly belt right there, we're gonna feed it faster so that it can kind of push through and move. Because we're adding one more to this. So right now we have coal being fed in here, and we need to get, of course, the crushed copper. So here's copper scrap, and then we'll do crushed copper here. This is our new recipe here, as you know. And yeah, slag goes out that way, same way. And we have the exhaust that goes out, same direction, same way. Everything's the same, except now we need sand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this ramp because it's no longer needed. It's no longer needed because we don't need the scrap to be trucked directly to these machines. So what we'll do now is we'll have the crushed copper connect to here like it's supposed to. There it goes. And then the sand from here will head down like that. Yep. And then plug in right there. Apparently it doesn't want to do that very smoothly. But you know what? That's fine. It can... Can I make it like this? Will you go down like that? Please? No? You just want to be a weirdo, huh? You just have to come in from that side. How about there? You know what? It's functional. It works. Go with it. I don't care anymore. Just get it in there. So now the sand can travel into there, and we can turn this on. We'll create additional copper. And you see this copper scrap is now sort of getting in there with it. It's all mixed in. I want to, I think, upgrade this belt to deliver that faster so that this supply isn't split. And then this is already good as is. And so now it just needs delivered faster this way. And then in order to do it that way successfully, I'm going to need that to be done and that to be done. So both of you being upgraded should allow it to flow through here much faster. There we go. All right. So the next thing is needs to transport molten copper. So I already took away the molten channels here, right? And so I need that to be changed now too. So what we'll do is I'll just go in and have, I guess we can just send you this way. I can just put it into that channel with the other one. That's fine with me. I mean, it's not expensive. 8 small parts to do that. It'll send it that way first. It then gets balanced and then kicked out towards these other ones. And then all I'll need then at that point is to just upgrade these two. And with these two being upgraded, we can now handle that extra impure copper coming through. So the next thing then is to get more of these. I think I'll start out with 2 more. And we'll place this kind of over where the... I was going to say where the acid can reach it, but it's a pipe. It can definitely reach it. It's just about whether or not, like, where the pure copper is going to go. And it needs to hit up with that belt right there. So it's going to kind of get a little bit squiggly. But that's my MO. That's all I do is squiggle, right? So what we'll do is... Do I want it to come out of the storage here, or do I just have this go direct? I could just feed this direct, right? The weird part is like having the impure copper go around to get here. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me when I can feed it direct from these. So how about I go from here? I can just go 1, 2, 3. Does that work? If it allows me to do the acid, which again is a little bit squiggly, but if I can get the acid to be kind of fed consistently, Okay, there. There you go. And there. Good. And then from there, I can just take the flat conveyors and feed them direct. But see, that's weird because then they're only going to get fed from these specific ones. And it's only half the supply that gets fed into here. So I don't know if this is the best way to do this because ideally you would want to feed these from the impure copper storage. Makes me think I should move my storage back. How difficult would it really be though to just have this come out and then... I mean, it's not the easiest thing in the world. I wonder if... Okay, maybe we try something like this. I want to get that belt. Let's try something like this. If I was to delete you for a second. Let's not, because that's probably not the easiest thing to replace. Let's only do a segment instead. We'll go, say we'll go like this. Get rid of this for a second. So underneath, what I'd like to do is create a flat balancer that goes in kind of like this. Yeah, I think this is probably a better way to do this. We'll back you up a little bit more. It's this bend I wasn't sure if I could get back. So now I'm sure I can get it because it's staying. So now we'll take from you and go up like that. Yep. And then you will go in like that. And then what you'll do is you'll come out this side. Oh, okay, I need to replace that. So you need to be brought back a little bit. Then you are gonna go this way and over. This is a better solution. So now what happens, the thing I was gonna run into, the problem I was gonna run into by doing it the previous way is that because belts can only go one direction, it meant that this one here was basically only gonna be fed from this one. And I didn't want that. So now I have all of these going this way, and what they'll do is they'll prioritize feeding these, and if they can't, because it's full, then they'll go to storage. And I think that's a better solution. That way these are always the priority on being fed. And you can see these are going to produce 24 each. So that's 96. And then these are going to consume 24 each. And so like I can afford to have 4 here. Although I'm unsure if I can get away with that with travel. I'm pretty sure that blocks trucks. I'm pretty sure that blocks trucks. Yeah. Try it like this. Does this block trucks? I would think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we'll have this one here. That way I still have 24 and all that. So if for some reason these get backed up, which I don't think they will, but this should give us a lot more regular copper, which just funnels that way because I need the copper to come this way, and I'm going to need copper for other purposes too. Let me just, to see if we can handle it though, let's leave this one paused and only operate on these 3 for now. So we're going to want to get pretty much all of these built. Just go ahead and, you know, build them. And then the flat conveyors on this side, what we'll do is we'll have you... Essentially, I need you to connect here, and I really don't care how you do it. It doesn't even have to be pretty. So it's not going to be pretty. I just need you to get in here. I need a little bit prettier than that. Maybe. If I can get a little prettier than that, I'd be all right with it. Maybe just go over the top like this. Acceptable. Fine. The most important point is that the copper can reach storage and hook up to the system that's already in place with that storage. Oh, are you not level? You're not level. Darn it. Well, that stinks. Can I flatten it before I start using this stuff? I can flatten it, right? Just pause this for now. Let's bring in some trucks here to flatten this out. Yeah, this isn't level. So we'll see if we can't get them to do that really quick. I'll just use this and say, hey, no available designation to be mine. Oh, okay. Well, while you're at it, why don't you do this really quick since you don't have anything to do anyway? Why don't you just big ol' excavator, just head on over there and flatten that out for me, will you? That'll work. Yeah, there you go. Just dig it up. It's already flat. Done. It's just all you had to do is scoop it. Done. And then it goes there. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're my hero. Okay, then we'll take and go this way. And now I need more mining designations on this side. We'll go like that then. Go get the copper. And also probably clean this up a little bit over here. All right. So I've kind of shared with you the game plan, right? Water, we're going to bring it in from outside. It saves me on the Unity cost slightly. It saves me on the personnel to run it slightly. It definitely saves me on power because there's no power commitments to map locations. And I don't know if it's going to be unlimited, but I feel like water will probably be one of those resources that are unlimited. So we'll have unlimited on that resource, hopefully. Here is a nearly full tank of canola. So in the next video, we will start making cooking oil, and we'll probably, if we need more workers, we'll simply expand this. Their needs are minimal. They don't need a whole lot of stuff, right? These two things are full and this belt is backed up. So I can go ahead and build this now so that I have more storage for it all. And I can also potentially switch some of these fields up to provide other things. So instead of having like these ones, these belts go along this side, right? So I can also have another belt that goes right alongside this that maybe has corn and all that stuff. We can make bread, possibly give these guys a balanced diet, but really we don't need that as much as we just need people. We need working bodies, and that's what these guys are for. The other thing that these guys are for is creating trash so that I can dump it here and get set up for yet another ship in the future. So canola is going to be made over there for a while. We have the option to make it over here too if we want to. I don't yet. Also, it looks like the statue of maintenance is kind of being built here, isn't it? And, you know, I'm real tempted now because we have lots of potatoes. I'm real tempted now to just put it over here. I think I might. The only problem with this is it makes it dependent on potatoes. But over here, it's dependent on so many other things, right? Like, yeah. The fuel gas from here, and the naphtha working, and maintenance, and it's dependent on so many things. To where over there, it's just dependent on, hey, do you have potatoes? Yes or no? And, you know, this thing barely takes any maintenance or power, it barely takes any people, and yet it's going to consistently produce the fuel gas that we require. And I just think that's a much better solution. So, yeah, I think I'm going to move that statue and not do it here. I'll spend the Unity to remove that stuff. But see, that's going to put all those resources that I just Unity removed, they all end up in here, which is fine. Because if I'm going to build the statue right here, then they can just, you know, bring it here. The one thing I'm a little bit concerned or weird about, I guess, is I have the expansion. I'm supposed to have a golden statue, and yet I don't. Doesn't look like I have a golden statue. So I don't know about that either. But in any case, I think we're just going to build it right here. It's just pop it right here, and it gets fed fuel gas from potatoes. Like this. That's pretty straight up awesome, I think. I can, yeah. Let's do that instead. So the trucks will bring all that stuff here. We just need 1,000 copper. Hopefully with the expansion to copper that I've just done. Of course, we need electronics to make that so. And it's not rubber that's backed up for electronics. And it's not going to be copper either. So I think it's just you just flat out need to make more. So we have a little bit of spare unity. I think what I'll do is maybe just boost these for a little bit, just to kind of get them producing more of them. Boost the electronics just for a bit. And if I can start getting this built up, then I can start unity building the copper. And once I do that, then I can probably afford to have an extra couple of these. In order to do that, though, like, I don't have a lot of room. I need to get rubber and copper there, right? That's the trick. Looks like this isn't... Oh, so it comes out of here. Then it gets divided amongst too many. Maybe I need to make this conveyor 3. You know, not really. They're pretty spaced out right now. And so as I start to create more, they'll start to bunch together like these two. And I think by doubling the supply of copper I'm producing, I think that'll do it. So we'll just go ahead and do this as our formulas now. They should start feeding in. And what are you guys doing? Oh, that's weird. Not sure when that happened, but all right. You are now going to priority this side. So you'll feed these first. Okay? Feed these ones first. And then finally, this needs to be connected for acid. And then we have to keep an eye on our acid supply to make sure that it's not dying, which is kind of dependent on sulfur and everything. But I think that's running pretty good. So as long as we can keep sulfur up, I need to add one more of the sour water strippers because I'm going to start bringing in more sour water into this area. But you can kind of see we're not necessarily like filling up. If we were producing more sour water than we were consuming, this tank would be filling up, and it's not. And so that I'm going to start adding more, and then that will cause it to fill up. So I'm going to need one more of these. And I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to add it here. Probably not, because routing the sulfur will be too complicated. Or I'll put it here, which is more likely because the sulfur is really easy to route if I do that. And then I can just flop these belts a little bit so that the sulfur is always being used for rubber. But that's another conversation for another day. All right. And yeah, we're still having water issues. Our chickens are going to start dying pretty quick if I don't provide the water. So gotta look at it, guys. I'll see you next time. I hope you guys have had a great day. Have a great week. And I'm going to start posting videos for some other games now too, as well. So hoping I can handle it. I'll try my best to never do more than I can handle. But like I said, this has never been a daily upload channel. Sometimes it is. You know, sometimes you get a video every day, but it's never been a commitment to do that. It's a hope, not a commitment. All right. Take care, guys. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.